Tasha, don't forget to put in the chat your form link.
Oh, I got it copied and pasted. I'm going to put it right now. So for anyone
Okay.
who came in, maybe wasn't here this morning when we first talked about this, we are doing a raffle at the end of the evening for a convention ticket for Convention 2025. That is just the convention ticket part of it, just so people know. Unfortunately, we cannot pay for your entire cruise, but we can pay for your ticket to attend convention. All right. And every training you attend, you get a raffle entry by filling out the form that I just put into the chat for this training. All right. So we're going to talk about creating high quality content. It's really, really important that you're creating high quality content because otherwise it doesn't matter what you post on social media, right? You're not attracting people. So first we're going to talk, and these are not strict times. If you feel like you want to take a screenshot of these, there's some studies, there's some data out there saying the best times for posting on each social media. Now, each person's algorithms may be different. Please know that. All right. So for each one of these, I kind of talk about how you figure that out. So Facebook, they're saying weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. I have these in Eastern time because that's where I live. Weekends have less engagement. However, Saturday between 12 and 1 p.m. is the best times. You want to be using groups so you can reach people you don't know. And you're going to be using the insights you can have in Facebook, especially when you use Meta or you have a digital creator account to understand your audience. Okay. LinkedIn is a social media. Many people don't realize it's a social media. They think you could just post jobs there, right? Weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. and between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Weekends are generally much, much lower engagement on LinkedIn. Okay. There are groups as well in LinkedIn, and you're going to get analytics to help understand your post's performance. All the time, because I use LinkedIn so much, I'm getting things popping up on my phone saying, this has seen, significant growth over your other posts and things like that. It's literally telling me what's working and what's not working. So make sure any of your social medias, you know where to find that info, okay? Instagram, weekdays again, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m., generally the best. There is higher engagement on the weekends in general. Saturdays at 10 a.m. could be a best time to post. Again, you can get insights on your followers. You can post things like stories for real-time engagement, and reels are big on Instagram. When you're doing reels, I find that my reels kind of live forever. I could have posted something months and months ago, and I suddenly get alerts that people are liking it and seeing it again. Okay. So there's different things on each type of social media. TikTok, right? Admittedly, TikTok is not something I use a ton of, and I need to learn it more. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So basically, like they're going to work and they're winding down from the day. There's also a potential for high engagement on weekends between 10 and 12 and between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Again, it gives you analytics for when your audience, not mine, yours, is the most active. Be aware TikTok has rapidly changing trends. Okay. You want to be paying attention to those things. You don't want to do something that, was super popular 6 months ago because nobody's still looking at those potentially. So a bit of that. I typically know my trends because they show up in my classroom and I can't make them stop. So here's what your content needs to do to be effective. First, it needs to attract people. What's going to stop somebody from scrolling? That's what we're looking at. What is stopping them from just scrolling past it, right? Attract people. Next, it needs to engage them somehow. First, we make them stop and look. Next, we want to see, are they commenting? Are they clicking like or love or even angry or sad? It's okay because they're still engaging with your content, even if they don't like what you posted. If somebody comments and puts down your information, they're negatively talking about it, they have still helped your algorithm. It still helps. Social media rewards you for participation. You're going to get a participation trophy the more you engage back and forth, the more all of these social media platforms show your material to people. Right? They want the back and forth between you and the people that are finding your content. At the very minimum, I make sure that I click a like button or something. It's better to make a comment to a comment. All right. The other thing that helps you with engaging is if you're posting in different groups, no matter what social media it is, if you're seeing people who are liking your material, engage with their material, right? Or in the groups that you're in. More participation, the more they let everyone see what you're posting. Okay. Now, once we've attracted them and we've interacted, engaged with them, the next step is converting them to whatever we're looking for. Whether it is, I want you to be a travel client, right? Or if you're working both sides of the business, I want you to want to learn about becoming a travel agent. So we want to get them to our business pages. We want to make sure that what we're doing isn't just getting people to stop and interact, but eventually get them as our clients or our prospects or as an agent, whatever our goal is, right? So we have to make sure that we're doing that. There's many, many ways to do that, okay? We talk about this in our marketing basics. We talk about making sure if I post on my personal profile where I'm getting lots and lots of followers, I'm also redirecting them to those business pages. All right. So there's a couple of things you want to think about when creating content. First, you have to know your audience. It does you no good to put something out and think, oh, this will attract people, if you're not thinking about the people you want to attract. My potential clients could be very different than someone else's. As much as I wish I were in the group booking scene, it hasn't happened for me, but maybe that's some of what I do. If I want to also break into that, I need to be doing things that are going to attract groups traveling together. Right now, I do a lot of cruises, all-inclusives, Disney. Those are the things that I book most and the things I advertise most. If I want to be talking about groups, I need to be putting stuff out there for people, right? The next one is understanding people's pain points. So what that means is anticipate their problems. Anticipate for them, what are things that make something not happen? Is it that they have misconceptions about going on a cruise? Someone was talking during the lunch break saying they hear people all the time say, I'm waiting to go to Disney till my child is older. You can put things about traveling with toddlers, regardless of whether it's Disney or something else, so that people understand the things they think that will stop them from that kind of travel absolutely might not be a problem and they could do it anyway, right? So think about the things that are going to cause your clients to think they can't take that trip. Or if you're building, they can't do this and become a travel agent. When we know, we can make travel dreams happen for people that they think were never a possibility, right? You want to personalize it towards your audience. I know my ideal clients. I'm looking for families, couples and people who are retired that have time and money to travel. I make sure when I'm creating content and I'm posting that those are the people that I personalize my ads towards, right? I also want to make sure that I'm representing my brand. My brand is Traveling with Tasha. My logo is on every single thing I post. I don't post and I don't say that my brand is luxury travel. So my logo doesn't look that way. It looks personal and it looks fun, at least in my opinion, right? But if I'm doing luxury travel, I'm going to make sure I'm not using, probably this font I have right here. That's not going to say to a client luxury travel. That's going to say down to earth, fun, casual, right? I would use a fancier font to attract those luxury clients. But when I'm using my brand, I want to be authentic, right? I want to be me. And this is something, I'm going to be honest, I'm working on getting myself in front of that camera more. I'm really, really good at taking videos, and I've even done things where I've put my voice in there, but I'm never the one on camera. But I could be standing somewhere and have somebody else hold my phone while I talk about where we are. Show me, show my stories. I'm somebody with life-threatening food allergies. I talk about that. I post pictures of my food when I travel, or I do a post after the fact with, look at all the food I was able to eat. I can help you navigate your fears of traveling with food allergies. And that's true to me. So there's a connection there, right? My most recent client I got contacted me specifically, not just because it says that I can do gluten-free travel, but it says I have celiac. And she said, a lot of people's info said they could deal with gluten-free travel, but you live it. So I contacted you. I don't hide the things that are challenges for me when I travel or could be seen as challenges. All right. You want to be consistent with the way that you're sending the message about your brand and the visuals you use. All right. When I make my reels, most of the time, the transitions between videos, the exact same transition. I use the circle because that's what I liked and that's what I'm keeping. I also, when I think of my logo and all those things, they're curvy, and that's what I chose. But the style of what I do is often very consistent with each other. You also want to think about your unique selling proposition. What do you offer that makes you stand apart from someone else? Right? What are you offering to clients that other people aren't? We talk a lot when we do our marketing basics training about if you're responding to people's comments and posts about looking for someone to help them book travel, don't just be like my kindergartners who raise their hand and say, me, ooh, pick me, by dropping your name and your phone number or a link to your website or your Facebook page. Give them a reason to pick you. I'm looking for somebody to book me a trip to Ireland, and I want to be able to go to multiple cities. Wow, that sounds like, and I do tag their name whenever possible, or I use their name if they're not taggable. That sounds like an amazing trip. I just booked a great trip for a friend from college. They returned from their trip about a month ago, and we were able to get them to multiple cities in Ireland based on where they wanted to go. And they were able to explore the area of Northern Ireland where their ancestors came from. And they had an amazing personalized trip. I would love to be able to do that for you also. If you haven't already found somebody to work with you, feel free to reach out to me. And I very often will put either my phone number or tell them to message me on whatever social media it is, and I will tag my page to direct them there. But what am I offering you that others aren't? Those are all the things you can think about when you're crafting your brand, knowing your audience, right? There's different categories of content that people find valuable, right? Now, we absolutely can just post something funny, but that might not show them the value in working with you, right? It'll catch their attention. I absolutely do it for things like attraction marketing, which I believe others are going to talk about later, so I'm not getting into that. But absolutely, I will post funny memes to get people's attention. But when I want them to actually look at the value of my services, these are the categories. We can post things that are educational. There are people who do travel tips Tuesday. Where do you want to go Wednesday? Or wedding Wednesdays if they are working in that part of the industry. Tips and tricks. Reasons to use a travel agent. So many people have zero concept that it's not going to cost them extra to use my services. They really think that the trip itself will cost extra. They don't know that the commission's already built in and they're already paying it. We could do guides for travel. We just said guides for traveling with toddlers, guides for traveling with food allergies, how-tos, how to pack your bag so that you don't have to take things out at security when you go through TSA, how to pack your bag so you're not me. This is not a how-to I should do. I need to watch this how-to. How to pack your bag so you're not at the ticket counter having to take things out because it weighs too much, right? Those types of tips and how-tos and guides. We can also do things that are inspirational, travel stories. We can ask clients to give us information on how that travel impacted them and say, can I use your quote with a travel picture? And I could put a series of those together and make a reel of how the trip impacted them, or highlights of a destination to get people interested in going there. Really great pictures that draw them in, right? All of those things. Now, in addition to that, you also can do promotional content. I have a Canva that I use because I have a referral program for my clients. Now, what it does, every time somebody books a trip with me or refers somebody that books a trip, they get a credit in my imaginary client travel bank, right? I put their name. Every trip they get $25 towards a future trip. Once they accumulate $100, they can apply that to a future trip, which means that future trip is at least the 5th trip that I'm booking because of them. I have definitely earned way more than $100 from those 4 trips, plus whatever commission I'm going to get from that. It's a special promotion I offer. Other ways that you can do discounts. Now, you don't have to give up part of your commission to give onboard credit on a cruise. You just have to book them in the rate that provides onboard credit. And then you can say, receive onboard credit for booking with me. You can say when you book in Bax and it says up to 50% savings, up to 50% savings for booking with me, up to $200 in travel credit or resort credits for booking with me. It doesn't have to be a discount or a promotion that you're offering. It could be what the vendor is offering, right? Those are ways that you can do valuable content that people will see, hey, this person is worth contacting. This person is worth working with, all right? So what I want to show you is some examples of post this, not that, all right? We want to make sure that our photos are as attractive as possible, right? If I'm going to post a picture of the castle at Disney World It's much more attractive that I am the only person in this photo than not so crowded. That's actually not that crowded of a main street. It can get much more crowded than that. But this draws more people in. And I will tell you right now, I found out about that spot from somebody's Instagram or a reel. Want to get a picture without people in the background? Here's the magic spot you should go to in Magic Kingdom. And when I went to do it, there was another travel agent there trying to use a selfie stick, taking pictures. And I was like, would you like me to take your picture? And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm just trying to make some content. And then we talked and she offered to take mine as well. All right. Even though this has a much prettier blue sky, they're going to go, oh, she can teach me how to get pictures without people in the background when I bring my kids to Disney. Even when you get the professional photos, they're doing them right in the middle of Main Street with all these people behind you. This isn't a professional photo. I took it with my phone. Okay. All right. Now, I was trying to find some pictures that were pretty obvious. If we're going to take a selfie, you can't see the pictures? Can other people see the pictures? Somebody just said they can't see them.
Yeah, I can see him, Tasha.
All right. If we're going to do a selfie, look, it's showing just us with the beautiful background in the cruise port, right? As opposed to, hey, we're on the bus going to the beach in Grand Cayman. Not only is this, first of all, not a great picture, I don't like it, but like this guy looks super like angry in the background, right? And no one is smiling in that picture except for me. This was a taxi, like one of those taxi buses in Grand Cayman. There was 2 seats, and then once those were all full, they folded a seat in the middle and we were 3 across the whole way back with no aisles. It was not a comfortable ride, right? But not the best thing to post. This is not, hey, look at this amazing vacation spot I can send you to. Okay. We want to get a picture of our destination. Here is one saying where I was with the cruise ship showing clearly. No people in the background, right? I'm at Roatan, Honduras, Mahogany Bay. Beautiful picture of the beach. Again, it was a cloudy day. I can't control the weather, but that's a much more appealing picture than I'm going to take a picture of the Cozumel sign, but I couldn't wait for people not to be there. I have a group, their photographer, and like other people waiting. Not such a great photo, right? So all of those different things. Think about what's in the background of your pictures. Think about, that includes if you're taking a selfie in a mirror for some reason, make sure you know what is showing up in the mirror and behind you. That includes, I've taken a selfie in an elevator before and the elevator is mirrored and you don't know what's showing and there's like people making out in the corner and their reflection showing up. Probably not the best content and you might not realize it's there. Just check and look at the pictures and go, is there anything here that's going to make me not look like I'm a professional? Or that's going to turn someone off and be like, I don't want to go there. Look how crowded it looks, as opposed to, she was somewhere and you get the whole place to yourself. That's going to draw people in. All right. So this was just a quick little thing. Let me stop my recording.